Welcome to Shor Machshava on the Daf. The month of Av is sponsored by the Einhorn family, Leilui Nishmas of Naftali Ber Becheskel. We're holding in Chulin Daf Pehei. The Gemara in the end of Amud Beis brings that Rabbi Chiyah had a story with his pishton, with his flax, that there was a yaniva, a moth, that went into his pishton. And Rabbi told him to take a bird and kill the bird, and the blood that will flow will take the yaniva away from the pishton, from the flax. Rav David Lurio, the Radal, in a Sefer Nefesh David and the Zohar, has a fascinating shot to explain this Gemara. And we'll start with bringing a few of the Gemaras that tell us about Rabbi Chiyah throughout Shas. First of all, we find the Gemara in Sukkot Daf Chof Amud Aleph. The Gemara says that Rabbi Chiyah and Ronov were so great, as we'll see in the next half, because when Am Yisrael forgot the Torah, Ezra came from the Goyla and he taught Torah. Then it was forgotten again. Came Hillel Bavli v'Yosdo, and then came Chiyah Bonov, and they taught Torah to Am Yisrael. And more in detail, there's a Gemara in Ksuvis, the Gemara in Chiyah Daf Pehei, that the Gemara goes on and says that Rabbi Chiyah told Rabbi Chanino, let me tell you how I made sure that Torah will not be forgotten from Am Yisrael. So he says he went and he planted flax, and then he created nets, and he captured deer. He gave the meat to the Yisayimim, and he wrote Megillas. He was able to write the Chamisha Chumshe Torah, and he went to the children in different towns. He taught them the Chumash, and he taught them Mishnayos, and he basically created the first school system in Am Yisrael, and he taught all the children Torah. So Rabbi Chiyah taught Torah with his flax. The flax is what brought Torah to Am Yisrael. And the Gemara in Makkos Daf Yud Aleph says that you're not supposed to make the tefillin, to tie the tefillin, to put it together with flax, but Rabbi Chiyah did. The Gemara says, the Omar Rav Chazinu l'tefillin de Chavivi, I saw the tefillin of my uncle, Rabbi Chiyah, the tefiri bekidna, that was tied together with flax, with linen. We don't pass in this way. But we see that Rabbi Chiyah had a importance to flax, because that's what brought Torah to Am Yisrael. Chazal in Sefer HaZohar and Parshas Vayeshev Daf Kuf Tzadik Amud Aleph speaks about how Rabbi Chiyah made sure that the Talmidim will be able to learn Torah Lishma. It says that Rabbi Chiyah used to see a look at a Talmud, and he saw that his face was shining, and he knew that he learned Torah Lishma. So he said, this one learned Torah Lishma. And when he saw someone who did not learn Torah Lishma, he davened for him so he'd be able to learn Torah Lishma. And the Zohar says a story that one time he saw a Talmud learning Torah, but his face was green, meaning the opposite of shining. So he says this person had a hiru chet. So he went and he influenced him to take away his bad hirurim until he learned Torah Lishma. So the Radal, using Kabbalistic terms, explains that the idea is that Rabbi Chiyah is the one who connects Am Yisrael to Torah. And he did it through the flax, through the pishton. He says pishton is the midas hamalchus, and that's the connector of Am Yisrael to Torah. That's what Rabbi Chiyah used. That's why he was always busy with Talmidim to learn Torah Lishma. And now he was the one who was bringing Torah to Am Yisrael, the Torah that was left at Am Yisrael, based on the Gemara in Sukkot. So that's the flax of Rabbi Chiyah, the connection to Torah. So it says now, the Radal, that's chatted in our Gemara. There was a yanive, there was worms, there was a moth in the pishton of Rabbi Chiyah, which means with the chet of the door, there was some begam in the connection of the door to Torah. So I told him, Rebbe, shchoi oifo morach damo, shech the bird, and they will smell the blood. What does it mean? He says, you'll smell the blood of Am Yisrael shemoisrim atzmam lishchita over a Torah. The Mesiras Nefesh of Am Yisrael for Torah. That's what you should bring about. And when you'll do that, you'll me'oyer the schus of Am Yisrael, of Mesiras Nefesh to Torah. That will cause this telas, the yanivet, to run away from the pishton, to stop being the disturbance between the connection of Torah to Klal Yisrael. So the oimek of the story with the pishton of Rabbi Chiyah is referring to the connection of Torah to Am Yisrael. That's how the Radal explains be'oimek this Gemara. Anyone who wants to join or sponsor the Shor Machshava Shiurim, please email shormachshava@gmail.com.